ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sleeper Hold, where there are no disqualifications on the topics and falls count anywhere. Joining us as always, I'm your host, the analyst Robert Leach, alongside the Couganator and the Insider, Eric Zeidler. And it's time to go over some WWE action, some Insider action, and some wonderful independent action here tonight, as we always do. First, we'd like to go over the fact that Sue Aitchison is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as a Warrior Award recipient. She's been in the company for 30 years, and she has been instrumental in making so many great campaigns happen, like I believe Be a Star and Make-A-Wish and stuff like that. She's been one of the driving forces in all of WWE's campaigns to end bullying and stuff like that. And I think it's well deserved.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know who she is, but, if they think she's worthy, I'm more for it.
Yeah, like everybody else, I'm not very familiar with her either. But from the things I have been reading, the things that she has done embody what the Warrior Award was for. So, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot of potential with the Hall of Fame that they've been talking about. One thing they're talking about with the Hall of Fame is to, they've been thinking completely nix the fact of people inducting the inductees and just have the inductees come out. I also read today that that's not the case, and that it's going to be, there's going to be some additions to it, I guess. I don't know. But they just want a lot to do. They want to cut down on time with the Hall of Fame in any way possible. And
well, they don't air the whole thing on USA anyway. I don't see why it matters.
I don't know. I think it's just a matter of people getting home late and having to get up so early the next day for WrestleMania.
Well, not just that, too. Remember, last year, a large portion of the crowd left during Goldberg's speech.
Oh, yeah.
Snorberg.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm sure you had read as well, that they're cracking down on the superstars leaving early.
Oh, yeah.
Because, before Goldberg's speech was even up, there was, superstars posting on social media that they were down partying on Bourbon Street. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think they just want to get everything done sooner.
Right. Get them in, get them out.
That's right. I also read something about they're thinking about nixing the fact of having a host, which I think is kind of...
I'm fine with that. The host really doesn't do much. I
think we should keep the host, because how else are we going to have people inducted or introduced? Is it just going to be a ring announcer standing alongside the ring saying, "Please welcome at this time,
Goldberg"?
Goldberg.
Well,
I don't know.
In this case this year, be Harlem Heat.
And make Booker T a two-time.
I think the headliners are going to be D-Generation X,
which will make it Triple H potential
Shawn
two-time,
Michaels
and Shawn two-time.
So this year in the Hall of Fame there will be two-timers, Shawn Michaels and...
Well, there's probably more two-timers than that, but personal life. But
that's purely speculation on our part.
You never know. I mean, X-Pac's in there too, so...
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not even going to go there.
Moving on to Raw, because I don't think there's very much news this week.
Well, there was a pretty...
There was an interesting
noteworthy moment.
Sighting.
Well, we'll get to that. That. Because during Raw, we had, for one, Kurt Angle made his way to the ring and announced that he will be... Well, of course, last week he announced he's retiring at WrestleMania, and he's now on his 4-week last retirement tour. And that he wanted to face Baron Corbin as his last match at WrestleMania, and boy, are the fans mad.
So much.
The question is, why?
Now, the fans are so mad that I read today WWE's considering changing that opponent already.
Right.
And now,
To
here's the thing. WWE, they don't even have a whole card.
well,
Well, they probably do.
I've heard it's supposed to be one of the longest
Yet.
WrestleManias in history, like 17 matches.
Oh, God.
I read that
With the first 10
WWE's
in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I read that WWE's trying to keep it 13 to 14, which is still way too much.
Well, you know, you gotta meet those guys in, like Titus O'Neil, and you gotta sneak them in somewhere.
That's what the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal's for, which Braun Strowman announced his entrance into that match this week.
Yeah, they also announced that Elias is going to be
Elias is the musical act.
the headlining musical
And
act.
that's where the sighting comes in, because as he was speaking, Alexa Bliss promised he wouldn't be interrupted. He was interrupted by Otis Dozovic leading the Congo line with No Way Jose in a mask. We'll get to that in a moment. But we all spotted someone in that Congo line that looked very familiar, and all of a sudden my back started hurting.
Is that like your spidey sense?
He was in a shiny purple
It's a spotlight
jacket,
sense.
almost like he was trying to be the spotlight of the crowd. That's right. Spencer Powers was on Raw in the Congo line.
Yes, he was.
And here's something cool. WWE must have called him and said, just be in gimmick. Because that was his sunglasses,
His coat.
his jacket, and probably a lay that he got on a vacation that he took recently, I'm sure.
But I'm sure if he'd have had his choice, he probably would have came out in the black and the green.
No,
I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Oh.
No, we've heard before he prefers to wear purple when he gets the opportunity.
Oh, yeah,
No.
definitely.
Because Guy doesn't let him wear it that often.
Definitely. But yeah, it's great that Spencer Powers was on Raw and got to stand ringside for the entirety of No Way Jose versus Elias.
Yeah.
Where Elias, of course, won.
Well, yeah.
But that's okay. Anyway, then there was SmackDown.
Let me ask you, did your analyst sense kick in again?
My analyst sense?
You know, like your spidey sense?
Yeah, my back started hurting again. But we'll get to that one. SmackDown, I thought, okay, Spencer Powers was on Raw last night. That wasn't very comfortable for me. My back was hurting. I almost had to go to another chiropractor. But, we had Becky Lynch and Charlotte on the Kevin Owens show.
Right.
And Kevin Owens kind of looked at him and said,
And of course, nothing could go wrong there.
well, yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens all he did was look at him and say, stop talking and start fighting. And they started fighting. And the security guards came out, and I saw one of them, and my back started hurting.
And then his back started
Then
hurting.
his back started hurting after he got thrown into the barricade. Because Spencer Powers was then a security guard.
So,
He must have been freelancing as security, too.
as we discussed before the show, does that by proxy, you know, like in a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of sense mean that you got beat up by Becky Lynch? Because then, you know, you got beat up by
Well.
Spencer Powers and Guy Smith.
Well, I think so. I think it counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with
I'll
that.
be sure to bring that up to Spencer.
You know,
in
it
Quincy.
might be kind of cool to have him on
Because,
the show
hey,
one time
all
to
right.
discuss his experience with that.
Just a second. Alright, I have to make something perfectly clear. Spencer Powers, if you're watching this, have mercy. I made the mistake yesterday of going in a comment feed and telling someone that I may or may not. I shouldn't have said this publicly. I said that I.
There's
may
a
or-
lot of things you shouldn't say publicly.
Well,
that
this
you
is-
do.
this
Yeah.
has to do with my personal health and well-being. I said I may or may not have publicly, or I may or may not have paid an undisclosed sum of cash,
Undisclosed. I thought you said $3,000.
$3,000, to Becky Lynch to beat up Spencer Powers, and
So
You know you're incriminating yourself right now.
he replied, "You're dead now. Don't get up from that commentary booth at the Toga tournament."
I am so glad I'm going to be in New York.
Sorry.
He just never learns.
Guy, please hold him back. Please hold him back. Please hold him back.
You think Guy Smith's going to hold it back?
I'm pretty sure Spencer's going to be in Quincy in 2 days, and I'm not prepared.
Oh. I will be there for that.
I'm not prepared. Hopefully it's just a death stare. But then again, I think as soon as that stare walks in, I might start crying in the middle of the ring.
I think your back might start hurting again.
Oh, dude, every time he comes through that curtain, even up until I just got attacked a couple weeks ago, my back was still hurting from back in April last year when he beat me up.
Is this going to be like a Joel Gertner moment where we're going to have to put you in a permanent back brace?
Probably. It's probably going to be like that episode of Full House where Uncle Jesse had to be in the full body cast. I'm going to be
Have
money,
mercy.
man.
Yeah.
That's why I said Spencer Powers, have mercy. Anyway, so yes, Becky Lynch and Charlotte got into it. We're split up by the wonderful security guard. Spencer Powers is a champ. You can tell he was a professional wrestler. He got thrown into that wall and got right back up and kept pulling him apart.
He sold it for a minute and then got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still got up, okay.
But I still think it would be kind of cool, to have him on the show one time, just to hear the story, how it came to be, how the deal came together.
How it came to be and how it goes being just in that position as a security guard or a Conca member.
An extra.
Basically, yeah.
Or maybe we can try to get an interview with him or something.
Yeah.
Next time.
But
we see him.
now, of course, we are going to grow accustomed, of course, or continue with the tradition to stay on 2 more topics of SmackDown. But that's going to be kind of easy because there were only 2 more things that happened on SmackDown.
Right.
That were of concern anyway.
One of those, I forgot what the opening match was. Hold on. Oh yeah, the Iconics beat Sasha Banks and Bayley in a non-title match.
I don't know how the Jeopardy thing just triggered his memory like that.
How wouldn't the Jeopardy theme trigger my memory like that? Anyway, so Sasha Banks and Bayley got knocked off by the Iconics.
I'll take stalling for time for 200, Alex.
And well, I mean, we could go with 4 bullet points actually this week on SmackDown. Yeah, Kofi
got
won
screwed.
and then got screwed again, of course. Out of the WWE title match at WrestleMania because he got beat by Daniel Bryan, and
I still think they're going to figure out a way of working him in that match.
it's good for Daniel Bryan because he still doesn't have an opponent.
There's the way it's so, at least in my point of view, it's so transparent. They're doing him the exact way they did Daniel Bryan right before WrestleMania 30. He didn't have a cemented match until that night.
Yeah. And they might go with that.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah,
But
he'll be there watching it.
Oh, I mean, I want to see
Yeah.
Kofi in this match.
Either way, the biggest part of SmackDown, the biggest surprise at least, Dominic Mysterio's return.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, remember watching that custody on a pole or a custody ladder match.
It's funny. He's like 2 feet taller than Ray.
Yeah, way back when he was just a small little kid,
Small wee lad.
and now he's bigger than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. It was funny. Ray almost had to look up.
It was cool to see him.
Yeah, it was.
It was very cool to see him.
I hear tell that he's actually training to become a wrestler.
That's what I've been
Been
hearing as
training with
well.
Lance Storm.
And I've been hearing that maybe he'll get involved in that United States title match at WrestleMania.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
We will, won't we?
Indeed.
Indeed. What
God,
else?
I
What else
gotta
was
find Funaki at WrestleCon for real.
there? Indeed.
I just need that clip.
What else was there? Is there anything else?
That's kind of in and out. On
No.
SmackDown.
Let me tell you though, one of the biggest exciting parts in the build up to WrestleMania, at least in the few days before, is wondering what is the stage going to look like.
Oh, that's the stage for
Yeah.
WrestleMania, the setup.
The actual setup.
Yeah, that's one of the most exciting things. Especially like I
Along with
remember
the half-mile long ramp.
Right. Like, I remember on the Friday night before WrestleMania when they would do the Hall of Fame ceremony, they would debut the entrance ramp. I kind of hope they would keep it as a surprise until the fans walk in.
Now, the thing they've
But
been
that's
doing
just
in the
me.
past, for WrestleMania 30, when they were in the Superdome, Stephanie and Triple H did a stage
Yep.
reveal, and then the next couple years they didn't. 31, 32, and 33.
The last time they were at MetLife Stadium, Vince McMahon was the one that did the reveal because they did the big Brooklyn Bridge stage.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's where you first
And the
saw
Statue of Liberty was there,
Statue of
and the
Liberty.
skyline and everything.
Yep, and they even did the platform thing that they put over the ring in case it rains.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was really
New York
cool.
themed.
Which isn't going to help a damn bit if the wind is coming in and making
Right.
the ring go at an angle.
Well, let's hope for a nice sunny
Well, that's
day.
why they keep that thing so it goes a few rows back in the audience.
Oh yeah. I looked at pictures because it's been a while, but yeah, it looked like it was wide enough to cover the whole way around the ring.
About seven rows back
Yeah.
or something like that. Either way, unless there's like sideways rain, the wind's blowing that hard,
Right.
then I think they're safe.
Well, way it's looking right now, because I am keeping an eye on that subject. It looks like it's going to be sunny day.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because I really don't rush the thought of sitting in the rain for however long this paper
Oh,
was
yeah.
going to be, like 12 hours.
Well, let's see. The pre-show starts at what, 3?
Yeah, 3
2,
Eastern.
3, something like that.
Yeah,
I could
Is it really
reference an old
3
promo right now when you said sunny days.
yeah.
Is it really 3 Eastern? Just
I don't know for the
probably
show.
2 or 3 Central Time.
Yeah. I
And
would
then
say
it's
actually
gonna
more towards 4 or 5 Central, so it'd be
the pre-show.
3 or 4 Eastern.
Eastern Seaboard is an hour ahead of where we are.
Right.
So, if
Eastern
it's supposed
would
to
be 5 or
start...
6.
So, if the show is actually scheduled to start at 6 here, it's going to be 7 o'clock there.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Well, we'll see. I
Which
think
means
the
your pre-show is
show.
going to start at 5 o'clock your time when you're there.
Either way, I'm going to be
4
done
hour
at
time.
about noon Eastern.
I think
oh, no,
2
4
hours
o'clock
is.
and 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3
I think
o'clock.
2 hours
yeah.
is plenty for a pre-show.
Hoping to crash a few tailgate parties.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is plenty for the pre-show.
Oh,
And
no,
then if they
No,
started
we
at
need
6,
3. We need 3, damn it.
then if they started the actual show at 6, go till 11, that's 5 hours. Now, I've seen the show started at, 6, I think, and it went till about midnight.
Yeah. Well, see,
I think
here's
that
the
was
thing
33.
with New York and New Jersey, they have a midnight curfew, so they're going to have to start it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
For events like that, they've got a midnight curfew.
Okay.
That's
Well,
why a lot of the indie shows are ending at 10 o'clock.
well,
Well,
we'll
except
have
for
to-
the Joey Ryan show, which I can't really mention on our air because of PG.
The male
That's
appendage
okay.
party?
Yeah, the male appendage party.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you use the actual term, it shouldn't
Right.
be a problem.
Right. The male appendage party, that actually starts at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I think that's the only one. Everything else is, boom, done at 10.
And that's okay.
Yeah, which means that gives you your whole night to go out and hit the streets party.
That's right. Have some fun on
There's going to be
WrestleMania
random
weekend.
fans out in the streets throwing wrestling matches together.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to drop an elbow or two,
Well, there you go. Well, make sure it gets on film. We can put it on the sleeper roll.
Well, I am trying to get access to the account so I can show some stuff.
We will make that available to you.
All right.
Anyway, I think that's about it for WWE. Besides the fact they're coming into Springfield on April 20th.
Yeah, they were just in Peoria last week.
How many stoned people do you think are going to be there?
Too many.
To everyone, probably.
420.
I think for that sole fact that it's on 420, they could have the highest attendance they've had in a while.
Yeah, that's also the day that the tickets for Snoop Dogg goes on sale. Just saying.
Lord.
I don't think that was a coincidence.
Tickets for Snoop Dogg go on sale 420. So
For the Illinois State Fair.
That's the only thing that could. That's the only thing that could change WWE's attendance of high people. They're going to drop all their money on Snoop Dogg.
Right.
No, you just buy the wrestling ticket ahead of time. You go to the box office when you go to the arena to watch the wrestling and buy your Snoop Dogg tickets.
Well, now I don't think that's a possibility because it's at the state fair.
You can still buy
it's Ticketmaster outlet. You can buy them at any Ticketmaster outlet.
Yeah. Okay.
So you would be able to buy them at the arena.
Back in the day, you used to be able to go out to the mall and buy concert tickets.
Yeah, Bergner's used to have a location
Ticketmaster office
too.
We'll see. If that was still a thing.
But now most of us just do it online.
Yeah. Or for our cell phones, but yeah.
Still online.
Yeah.
Either way,
or try to win them off a radio station.
Yeah.
I think there will be a lot of guys going, hey, man, let's go see some of that WWE, man.
Let's go light a J, go downtown.
Hell, man, maybe we see an RKO or a suplex or something, you know. Remember that time we went like 2 weeks ago? They had that guy in the toga.
Yeah.
You know, we saw that mean ass RKO from the guy in the purple. You know,
I promise we'll never do that again.
Either way, for that show, I think they're advertising the main event as Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre versus The Shield.
Now, what I have noticed is for shows after WrestleMania, that they have been promoting a special member of the Shield.
Now, I only saw that for starting in May during the European tour.
I seen one or two U.S. date that was promoting a special Shield member.
I think that's going to be after ours because Dean Ambrose's contract expires at the end of April.
I really hope
but just like I brought up, I think last week.
Yeah, it was
we were the last town to see the Shield together in its original formation at a house show.
Mm-hmm.
We were the last town to see Enzo Amore and Big Cass together in actual formation.
True, because after that he went on to become Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah. And we could be the last to see the Shield together and not even have to see a heel turn afterward.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be great. I feel like WWE saves these shows for us.
You know what they could save for us? A Raw or a SmackDown.
Right. Lord knows the convention is big enough for it.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Easily. I mean, you'd have sardines.
And once it was advertised that it was Raw or SmackDown, they would fill the place.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
That place would probably sell out.
Most people don't care because it's a house show, so they don't go.
They're like, man, if it was televised. I know they did. We've only ever had like one televised event at the convention center. It was
That's not true.
WCW Thunder.
Back in the 80s, they would record stuff for Superstars of Wrestling.
Yep.
Okay.
It wouldn't be live, but it would be tape delay, but it would still be matches that happened here. The only live program we had was the WCW Thunder,
which was...
and actually, to piggyback on
which incidentally, Buff Bagwell ended up getting arrested in the county jail that night.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
But to kind of piggyback on what he was saying about the lot taping things and then airing them later on. In the early 90s, Yokozuna's first match that they broadcasted was actually recorded here in Springfield.
Oh.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s? I'll have
Back
to
in
look
90s,
that
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Who was it against?
You would ask that. I just know. Remember, it was his debut match. It was before he even had Mr. Fuji as his manager.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I mean, it wasn't too much before they paired him with Mr. Fuji, but it was.
It was earlier.
It was early, yeah.
I've read a lot of results from like the 80s from Springfield.
Yeah.
Or the 90s even from Springfield. And, you know, just seeing The Undertaker's name on a Springfield card.
Or even Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, I'm sure.
Stone Cold.
Yeah. A lot of names.
See, Rob?
Never had Stone Cold here except for maybe a house show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just a house show or something.
Yeah. See, I don't know. Maybe you may be too young to remember this, but I know he would remember it. At the convention center, they used to hang up autographed promotional flats from different acts that has performed there, and it was when you looked at the wrestlers, it was a who's who of wrestling. They had The Undertaker, they had Giant Gonzalez, they had High Energy, which Coco Beware and Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was before they remodeled, though.
Yeah, I wish they'd bring that portion back, though. I kind of liked, when I was waiting in line for concert tickets, just kind of looking at the autograph flats.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. But no, I think in the couple weeks beforehand, we should be able to, maybe with the information we have, give some predictions as to what could happen.
Yeah.
And maybe even go over last year's house show.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a pretty good one last year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tack on a little bit, since you didn't mention it. Last night on NXT, they announced the they had a match that confirmed the main event for NXT TakeOver New York.
Oh,
They
yes.
had a fatal five-way. It was Velveteen Dream, Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, Aleister Black. Anyway, the winner of the match got to go on to take over New York to face Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT title. And the winner of the match was Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby!
I can't wait to do that. That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be great. That would be amazing to do live.
Yeah, I think it's going to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they announced that. They also announced that there's going to be, I believe, a triple threat match for the NXT Women's title.
I think I heard something about that. Io Shirai, Kairi Sane.
Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler.
Okay. I thought it was Kairi Sane.
I don't know.
Oh well.
But anywho, on some little tidbits I wanted to cover with New Japan and Ring of Honor. Going on right now in New Japan is the New Japan Cup. Now, traditionally, the winner of the New Japan Cup is usually next in line for a title shot against whoever the champion happens to be at that time. Usually they get to pick it when they take that title shot. But this year, the winner gets to face Jay White at G1 Supercard.
Okay.
WrestleMania week. Right now, the Final Four, which it's crazy to think that it's only been they're down to the Final Four now. But the Final Four is Sanada, Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii.
It's not Michael Elgin.
No, it's not Michael Elgin. It's Ishii. He kind of, he looks like maybe a Japanese Michael Elgin. He's kind of big and stocky.
Ooh.
Yeah. In fact, that's him right there.
That's not a Japanese Michael Elgin. That might be a Japanese Big Show.
But
anyway.
Here's the card so far of what they've announced for the G1 Supercard show at Madison Square Garden. Which, oh my god, it's going to be awesome. In the pre-show, they're going to have an Honor Rumble.
Okay.
And they've not announced any names yet for that Honor Rumble, so it's going to be a surprise. But the matches that they have announced so far is Rush versus Dalton Castle in a singles match. Bully Ray versus a mystery opponent in a New York street fight. Now, with go ahead.
I think that'll be Flip Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, they did estimate when he initially went out with his injury that he would be back in time for the G1. Well, it was just confirmed earlier this week that he was cleared to wrestle. So it's very possible that he could challenge Bully Ray in that New York street fight.
Oh, yeah.
This is when it really starts getting interesting.
Oh, here we go.
The first title match would be Will Ospreay. Winner takes all. Both titles on the line.
Okay.
Will Ospreay, the current never openweight champion,
Okay.
is taking on Jeff Cobb, the current Ring of Honor television champion.
Okay.
Winner takes all. Both titles.
Okay.
Then the next match is a triple threat match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title.
I think we can rule out Michael Elgin for this one.
Yeah, we definitely can. That'd be the champion, Taiji Ishimori, a.k.a. Bone Soldier.
Okay.
Which I know there's jokes to be made about that nickname. He's taking
In the
on...
interest of keeping everything PG, I will not say them.
We'll be taking on Dragon Lee and Bandito.
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 I saw him live.
Yeah, I remember.
I think. Was that Bandito?
Yeah, at Glory Pro. He
At
was
Glory
just there
Pro?
recently.
Mm-hmm.
That was him?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy with the Lucha Libre mask that had
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And the next match, in another winner takes all title match, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatonga and Tangaloa,
Oh, yeah.
the current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions,
Duh. I know that.
will be taking on Villain Enterprises, PCO, and Brody
Marty's-
King.
Oh.
No.
Isn't he the
You're
villain?
getting- no, you're getting ahead of yourself here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
PCO and Brody King, winner takes all. Both tag team titles are on the line. The pre-main event,
Okay.
Switchblade Jay White will be defending his heavyweight title, the IWGP heavyweight title, against the winner of the New Japan Cup. That's why I mentioned those four names in the beginning.
Okada.
I want it to be Okada.
It'll be Okada.
And then the main event, a triple threat ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title.
Well, Marty Scurll's in that for sure.
Actually, he is.
I know.
It's the
I'm
champion, Jay Lethal, as he is defending the title against...
Jay Lethal's still the champion?
Yes, Jay
Damn.
Lethal is still the champion. The
I don't
match
keep
of
track
the
of this
17th
stuff, but
anniversary
good
pay-per-view ended in a draw.
Maybe he'll be the grind machismo.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
It would be awesome. But Jay Lethal will be defending his Ring of Honor heavyweight title against the villain Marty Scurll and Matt Taven.
It's not Michael Elgin.
It's not Michael.
He's like
I
the
never
only-
said it was Michael Elgin.
He's like the only one I really 100% know out of these people.
I gotta school you.
It's okay. Maybe someday I'll start watching regularly.
Yeah. Well, do you have access? Access TV?
My dad does.
See, Friday nights they show New Japan, and they even have English commentary, so you don't have to try to figure out the Japanese.
Isn't Ring of Honor on Saturday?
Yeah, they're actually, depending on what channel you're finding it on, it could be on Friday night, it could be on Saturday night, it could even be on Sunday.
Good Lord.
Yeah, there's like seriously 4 or 5 channels in this area where you can watch Ring of Honor.
That's because those 4 or 5 channels are owned by the same company that owns Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
Sinclair Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of what we were talking about when, he was mentioning I need to get stuff on footage. I'm planning on trying to bring as much of the things that I'm experiencing at WrestleMania to you guys.
That'll be awesome.
Share some of that with you. Get you a little peek at WrestleCon, maybe a couple of the shows I'm going to.
That'll be great.
Yeah, get you a little view.
I hope we can check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else?
That's it.
That's it. On to the Indies. This past weekend, I did a show in Homer, Illinois for United Wrestling Coalition
Oh, sorry.
at the Homer Opera House.
Hey, I already did that
Can't
too.
do
Homer's
it.
an opera
I have a
house?
cold. I can't do it. Anyway, we saw the opening match was
the Oprah House.
the opening match of the Alpha Omega tournament. The Alpha and Omega tournament, sorry. I guess just to crown the biggest rising star in PGP. Saw Fabian Barbosa defeat Big Sexy JP in about 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then JP went backstage, put his tie on, came back out and said, "Alright, I want to host a show." And became one of the co-ring announcers of the evening.
Okay, so he had a match, went backstage, put on a tie, still in his ring gear, right?
Yeah. Still in the cat singlet and everything.
Wow.
Wow. And then came out and joined, it was a co-ring announcer.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
And Big Sexy JP had a similar fate with his PWA tag team partner. Together, of course, they're known as the Yummy Bears. That's their tag team name, as I now have learned.
Dude, never mind.
The Yummy Bears.
And who's this again? JP and who?
JP and the loser of the next match to Ezra Zealous, Dan Whitlock.
How did they come up with the name Yummy Bears?
I don't like it. I went up to him.
I got an idea where they came up with the bears.
I had
Right.
I had someone that was coming up with the graphic for the invasion, PWA's invasion in 2 days, and he
In
said,
Quincy,
"Hey,
Illinois.
we'll get there." And he had asked me, "What is Big Sexy JP and Handsome Dan and the Bucks tag team name?" And I got them together. I said, "All right, what's your tag team name?" They looked at each other for a minute, and they said, "The Gummy Bears." Get it? Because bears.
Right.
Bears.
I get that.
That's what they said to each other.
Right.
Like, they knew where they were going with the bears part. And then
Yeah, it's probably exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Whitlock looked and he said, "How about the Yummy Bears? Because we're both handsome and sexy and yummy." That's what
His
I-
words, not mine.
His words, not mine. Anyway, so yes, the Yummy Bears. Anyway, so Big Sexy JP was defeated by Fabian Barbosa in the first round. Ezra Zealous was victorious over Dan Whitlock in the first round. We had
anything happen with that cheating manager of Whiplocks?
cheating.
Yeah, cheating.
I do have a funny story about that. Okay, story time. So the first half of the show was 5 segments. It was the 4 opening round matches and 1 promo. During the promo, after I had changed out of my suit, I went out in street clothes into the crowd and squatted down behind a few of my friends who were in the front row. I accidentally bumped
Did you at
into
least
this-
clean up after yourself after you did that?
Oh my lord. I accidentally bumped into this old lady that was sitting next to me, and she patted me on the shoulder real hard. She goes, "Hey, "Don't you hit me again." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "I saw you earlier. I know you're a cheater, and I don't like a cheater. I don't like you, and I don't care how big you are. I'll knock your big ass out."
Grandmama said, "Knock you out."
I looked at this lady, turned back around, stood up, and walked away.
That was very
Later,
good.
after intermission, I sat down in the chair that I was squatting behind. It still smelled
Clean up.
terrible over there.
That's probably why the lady wanted
Then-
to beat you up.
Then the lady grabbed a hold of my
Are you
arm.
sure she said hit and not something else?
Okay, hold on. Anyway, she grabbed me by the arm, like, really, really hard. And I looked back at her. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She said, "I just wanted to say I'm really sorry, and I shouldn't have talked to you the way I did. I was just really worked up by something that happened earlier in the night." I said, "You're okay. You're just fine." She said, "Yeah, there was some guy in a suit out here who was just cheating away." And I leaned over to my friend. I said, "This lady thinks I'm a different person than the manager of Dan Liplock. She thinks the manager of Dan Liplock was not me and was somebody completely different. So much so that
that guy is allegedly a doctor, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Some doctor.
I was the analyst. That guy was a doctor. Maybe we should make up a tag team.
A doctor. Where did he get his doctorate? What is his doctorate in?
hopefully not just Full Sail or something.
Right. Or University of Phoenix.
Anyway.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Anyway, we had a lot of fun. Anyway, the third match on the card, I would have to look up. Hold on.
Oh, come
You
on.
weren't prepared.
The only person I cared about.
He
on
was
this
never
card
a Boy
was Dan
Scout.
Liplock.
I think, we need to come up with a torture.
The only person I cared about on this card was Dan Liplock. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And anytime he doesn't, he's not prepared for a show, we just kind of, maybe get a cow prod.
Okay, now I know. I think. Hold on. Yeah, now I know. Oliver Kane defeated Cooter Daniels.
Put a shot collar on him, and I'll just have the remote here where you can't see it under the table.
Oliver Kane defeated Cooter Daniels.
He'd be like,
Cooter.
oh, it's like, what am I going? Shut up!
And finally, Gnarls Garvin defeated James Brady. And then,
Charles Garvin.
yeah,
And Cooter.
then we had a promo.
Cooter, wasn't that the mechanic on Dukes Hazzard?
You're thinking Dukes of Hazzard. I'm thinking something totally different.
I'm trying to stay PG.
Then we had
There's always got to be.
we had a promo which saw the retired performer, the guy that hasn't stepped into a ring to physically compete in 3 years, Fabulous Jason V, come out to cut a promo and talk for a little bit, and the promoter of UWC, Ross Robinson, handed him an honorary Honor and Legacy Award for all of his accomplishments in UWC. Shank Barzini didn't like that very well because all he has is the main championship and he's the biggest guy in the company. But he didn't like that he doesn't get an Honor and Legacy Award. So he attacked and headbutted the retired Fabulous Jason V before hitting him upside the head with the glass frame of this Honor and Legacy Award. Bloody.
Did he go to pieces over?
Was he broken up over it?
Yeah, he was. Very. Anyway, then the second round came along,
Okay.
where Oliver Kane defeated Fabian Barbosa, and Gnarls Garvin defeated Ezra Zellis.
Okay.
Next, we had a three-woman triple threat, basically. Three-way dance. That's what I was looking for the 0-1 USA Women's Championship. Reign
Okay.
Victoria defended successfully against Valentina Loca and Savannah Stone, who hit Valentina with a huge maneuver and let Reign Victoria get the pinfall. She said, Reign Victoria, here's the reason I let you win. Because March 30th, in Decatur, we have a steel cage match coming up. And I want to take the title from you in that steel cage. So keep it warm. And at that time, some bright, smart-ass person in the crowd looked at Savannah Stone and said, you wrestle like a girl. That wasn't a good idea.
Let me guess. Is this smart-ass, loudmouth fan in the crowd sitting in this vicinity?
No, this wasn't me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
Well, the way you were
it was someone I have
describing it...
no relation to, have no idea who it is. But no, so Savannah Stone's goal is to wrestle like a man. And prove that she can wrestle just like the men do. That's her goal.
Kind of like Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Infringement. Sorry.
Well, no, she doesn't actually say she wants to wrestle like a man. But every woman wrestler's goal is to show that they can do exactly what the men do.
Right.
And so being told you wrestle like a girl is taken as an insult because that's showing that they are inferior to the men performers.
Fair enough.
And so Savannah Stone had a very witty retort. May I have the cuss word pass, please? Oh, okay. Excuse the... out of me. And yeah, she was mad. She was you didn't want to go near that for a minute.
Yeah, you want to leave that alone. Because,
Yeah.
You don't want to cross a mad woman. Remember that advice. It'll serve you well in later days.
Well, that's why I kind of, just kind of agreed with her and moved on.
Yeah, I would too.
There was part of the match where I saw a couple months ago after a show that her left shoulder was bothering her.
Mm-hmm.
And in this match, her left shoulder was bothering her.
Again?
So that happened.
Yeah.
And then it seemed that she had messed up her nose because she kept catching at her nose because she apparently caught it somehow. And then comes over to take a rest and just kind of puts her head in her arms on the barricade right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm just kind of like, you okay? She looked at me, she was like, yeah. So yeah. Don't know why that was important to the story. But Savannah Stone was okay. Anywho.
So, what's going on?
Oh, we're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Well, quit
Come
taking
on, Rob.
detours. God, you're bad. Never mind.
Then
you
we
can't
had-
make that statement.
Please don't. Then Gnarls Garvin defeated Oliver Kane to win the Alpha and Omega tournament.
I keep getting him mixed up with Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah, I know. I do too.
Was about to hit Jimmy Carrot with this washboard thing he found backstage. The promoter, Ross Robinson, got in the ring, handed Shank the title and said, here, just take this. Jimmy's not going to give up. He turned around to go help Jimmy out of the duct tape that he was caught in. He was duct taped to the top rope. And as Ross turned around, Shank dropped the title and the washboard and chop blocked Ross.
Okay.
And then picked up the washboard again, threatened to hit Ross with it unless Jimmy Carrot gave up. He said, give up or I'll kill him. And Jimmy Carrot reluctantly said, I quit. And then Shank hit Ross with it anyway, grabbed the title and ran out of the ring.
Fascinating.
And that was it. That was the show. Anyway,
Wow.
now this weekend,
On to this weekend.
PWA will present Invasion live from Quincy, Illinois at Quincy High School on Main Street in Quincy, Illinois.
That's Quincy Senior High.
That's Quincy Senior High School, not junior high.
Not junior high, not senior high. Well, actually, it was
Not senior
Not
high.
mildly high.
Yeah.
not mildly high.
Not junior high, not elder high, but senior high.
Not elementary.
Not elementary high, not intermediate high, not middle high,
But senior high.
but just right high.
No, senior high.
Senior high. Okay. Doors open at 6:30. Showtime 7 o'clock. Adults are $12. Kids 6 to 12 are $10. Kids 5 and under are always free.
Always.
We have 4 announced matches so far.
4 announced.
We have the Yummy Bears, Dan Whitlock and Big Sexy JP, taking on
That should be their song.
Technicolor Wonderland, the team of
should be.
the Mad
The
Hatter.
gummy bear thing. The big yummy bear.
I'm a yummy bear.
The
Oh, I'm a yummy
the team of the Mad Hatter and Technicolor Violence Victor Analog, the team known as Technicolor Wonderland, are their opponents.
You know, kind of an off topic. You know the nice real flashy jacket, you know, that Victor Analog wears that you never ever think you would think that would be a one of a kind jacket. Well, while I was out and amongst and I swear I hadn't had that much to drink at this point. Last weekend was, you know, our St. Patrick's Day festivities. I seen a guy that was wearing that exact same jacket.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
The
Kid
light
you
up
not?
and everything?
No, not the light
Oh,
up, not
okay.
the light up, but the one that looks like the test pattern and the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
One of those jackets you would only think you'd only see one of.
Well, I mean, they do.
It's also one of those jackets that might make you want to lose your lunch if you're drinking a bit.
Right.
I mean, I did find them being sold online. So
Oh.
anyway, I do enjoy the jacket that Victor.
It is
Analog
pretty
wears
awesome.
very
You know,
well.
it's unique. It's something that if you remember it, it catches your eye, and you're like,
You're like, that's the guy with the cool jacket.
exactly.
And Victor Analog even took it and went to Walmart, got some LED lights, and put colored lights all over it.
Which is
so
pretty
you
cool.
remember
Makes
it
it
even
cool.
more. So yeah, Victor Analog is very memorable.
Yeah.
Also, we've got Riley McGuire, a newer star in PWA,
Yeah.
taking on Hannibal's own, the debuting Roy the Strangler Lewis. I've seen him in action a couple times. He's a strangler, all right. He's got a triangle choke that'll pass your ass out right quick.
Just stay away from this rear naked choke.
Do you know about this
Yeah.
from experience?
No. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Seen it. Okay.
I've seen it.
Well, you know that doctor guy. You know, figured he'd have been
That's
put in it at
that's
least
not
once.
PWA.
Yeah, but you know, you'd figure he'd have been put in it at least once somewhere else down the road.
Maybe. I think that was before he actually became a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we've
So
also
he
got
was pre-med at that point.
yes.
Okay.
So we've also got the queen of the indie scene, Harley, taking on the debuting Thunder Kitty.
Okay.
I've seen her a couple times as well. She's quite alright.
Okay.
She's had a couple matches on SmackDown with Carmella.
Really?
Is one, yes.
Cool.
We might have to check that out after the show's over.
Might have to, yeah.
And then we have got the main event. Casey Jackson defends the regional heavyweight title against Jimmy Carrot. Billy Alexander couldn't wait till Spectacle, so he booked it a couple months early. And maybe the champion's roles will be reversed by Spectacle. Because after this, there's only one more show until Spectacle.
And that
And
is.
that's the Toga Tournament on April 6th at the 8th Street Gym, 1401 North 8th Street in Springfield. Doors open 6:30. Showtime 7 o'clock. Adults are $12. Kids 6 to 12 are $10. Kids 5 and under are always free.
Always.
Attitude Inc. must defend the tag team titles in the Toga Steve Memorial Tournament against 10 other teams. Seven
Other teams.
7 other teams.
Show would go on forever if we had to
So
throw in an extra.
can we do a
And
bid
I'm
on the over-under on how long it takes before Attitude Inc. kills him?
I don't think he'll make it to Spectacle.
Oh man, we might have to train a new ring announcer.
Oh, that, and we'll need somebody to replace him here too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We might have to save him.
Priest, don't go yet.
Speaking of that,
Speaking of Priest,
Well,
I'll let you take the reins on that.
Well, we'll take that at the very end. I've still got a couple more notes here. We've got, I'm pretty sure at the Toga tournament and maybe at Invasion as well, we will have pre-sale tickets to the meet and greet.
Which we've already been selling a few online already.
Yes, we've got a few for sale online. We actually have a lot on sale online. It is a meet and greet with the Road Warrior Animal. May 11th, 5:30 p.m., 1401 North 8th Street, Springfield, Illinois. An hour before doors open to the general public for the Grand Wrestling Spectacle number 9. What you get with a $40 meet and greet. Front row admission to the show.
Well, it's sit wherever you want.
Well, first choice on where you'll sit for the show.
Get in an hour early.
You get in an hour early. You get to
include your admission for the show.
It includes your admission for the show. You get to meet Road Warrior Animal. You get to take a picture with his spiked shoulder pads on. You get to get a chance for an autographed 8x10 from the Road Warrior Animal. And you even get to have a Q&A session with the Road Warrior Animal.
Meaning, if you got questions that needs to be answered, he'll answer them.
Whatever you want to ask Road Warrior Animal, he's willing to answer.
And
within reason.
Within reason, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But, as it been with, previous guests, there's been some really, really good questions.
Oh, yeah, just like with Victoria a few months ago.
Bob Holly,
Lanny Poffo.
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn, I didn't even see that meet and greet.
I didn't either.
I did. Yeah, there were some really good questions in that meet and greet. I mean, I'm sure there'd be some even better questions now, knowing what we know now about Billy Gunn.
Yes.
Being that now he is working with all elite wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
So, I bet you there would be some interesting questions.
Speaking of all elite, did you hear about them trying to trademark some certain
yeah,
show
I
names?
did see that.
So, a couple of them being a couple old WCW ones, like Bash at the Beach and, what was it?
Yeah.
Battle Bowl or something?
Battle Bowl and Bunkhouse Brawl or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. It sounded, from what I was reading, a little more into it. I was looking at Twitter, and Cody Rhodes was saying that he's been kind of trademarking some of his dad's things as they've been coming up that WWE just hasn't renewed the trademarks on. So he's trying to get more of his dad's stuff.
Yes. But basically that just leads me to the Grand Wrestling Spectacle. May 11th, 1401 North 8th Street, Springfield, Illinois. Adults are $15. Kids 6 to 12 are $12. Kids 5 and under are always free. Meet and greet tickets for Road Warrior Animal can be purchased at the door at 5:30 for $40 or online at tiny.cc/PWA Tix.
I do believe there's a link on the PWA
There
Facebook.
is a link on the PWA Facebook page. Of course, you get the meet and greet with Road Warrior Animal, but if you just want to attend the show, he will be appearing on the show as well. 6:30 or when doors open to the general public. Showtime 7 o'clock. We will see KC Jackson defend the Regional Heavyweight Championship against the Powder Keg Jimmy Carrot. That's right. It's going to be a lot of fun, most definitely. I cannot wait for that. We will also see Harley versus Charlie Cruel in a match. Not sure if I can go into detail on that match quite yet.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I was told to say it on a commercial.
Yeah, we'll hold off until we get some clearance on that, clarification.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are some things in the works right now.
We got to kind of, give them a little bit, so, you can't give them the whole steak dinner. You got to, give them a little bit here and there.
Oh, yeah. But as of right now, that's about it.
No, there's still another piece that we need to address.
Oh, yes.
with
Well,
Priest.
I'm talking about
Oh,
spectacle.
yeah,
For
yeah.
spectacle, that's it.
Yeah.
However, it was announced about a week ago on the Sleeper Hold Facebook page that our founding member of the Sleeper Hold, Priest, will be retiring from everything.
Stepping away.
He will be
Well,
retiring.
it's not necessarily everything. It's everything pretty much pertaining to this show.
Pertaining to this show.
He's got other
wrestling.
projects going on.
Yes. He's got a YouTube channel he's working on. He's got a personal career that he's working on.
Yep.
I'm sure he's got a lot of things in the workings.
A lot of irons in the fire.
Writing, a lot of irons in the fire, definitely. And so right now, he knows the show in his eyes is in good hands. I'm not sure in our eyes it is.
We're still on.
By the way, he
jury's
says
still
when
out
you need a
on,
haircut.
He said I need a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Got the
I know,
the
it's
EC3
already too long.
look.
Maybe I'll get a haircut tomorrow.
Ooh.
We'll have to see. I just have to get up early enough and take my suit to the dry cleaner tomorrow or I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Anyway, I basically cannot wait for the future.
Yes.
But Priest is stepping away from the sleeper hold entirely. Will no longer be a founding member.
I mean, he's always going to be the founding member.
He'll always be the founding father of the sleeper hold. But what I mean is, he will no longer be seen as an active member of the sleeper hold.
He still may pop in on occasion.
Might pop in on occasion.
Yeah.
But as of right now, Priest will no longer be a part of the sleeper hold. And we thank him for all he's done.
capacity.
Yeah, in the full-time capacity.
We thank him for everything he's done
Yep.
to help out the sleeper hold and getting its start, whether there be rough times or great times, from
Plus all the
cast
nice
at the
interviews he
beginning.
got.
Yeah.
the cast for
Comic-Con.
now, the time when he got the great interviews from Kane and Christian at Comic-Con, from the time
As well
there
as
was the
Enzo,
on-air,
Velvet Sky.
Right.
from the time there was the on-air interview with Grandmaster Sexay.
I remember, Sleeper Hold starting off as a podcast to what it is now.
I remember I was featured on the early days of that podcast. Back in my early days in PWA, actually. So it's just fantastic to know that he's done everything to create the sleeper hold to what it is today. And for that, we could be no more grateful, and we thank Priest for all he's accomplished.
Yes. Very appreciative.
On that note, we will be back next week for another edition of The Sleeper Hold, where there are no disqualifications on the topics and falls count anywhere. As always, with the Kluganator and the Insider, Eric Seidler, I've been the analyst, Robert Leach, and we'll see you next week. Everybody say bye.